Hi Bonnie, hi Karen, hi Cindy. Welcome everybody to a Stampin' Chat with Kay. Today we are going to focus on the stamp set called Daisy Delight. I made up a whole bunch of swap cards that I traded around at our past weekend on-stage adventure with Stampin' Up. And they're so cute. I couldn't wait to share them with you. Once again, we're just doing one card. It's such a busy week for me. I hope you understand. I just couldn't get any more samples together, so it's just one card. Fortunately, I have so much to share with you because I have so many cards that I've gotten from special friends, hand delivered to me at onstage, or that I've received from friends and customers in the mail. So I'm excited to share those. Good morning, Carol. Hello, Rhonda. Good morning, Yvonne. Good morning, Elaine. It's so nice to have all of you here. I truly appreciate it. You guys are my core, my heart. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, so from the bottom of a grateful heart, I think I'm going to flip this camera down and we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to share with you, first of all of the beautiful cards that I received from friends and fellow demonstrators. I think you are just going to be amazed. So let me get the camera flipped. Okay, so maybe even before I go that route, let me just show you our bag that we got from Stampin' Up at Onstage. I know you can't see the whole thing because it's large. It's one of those bags that when you expand it open and put things in it, it holds almost an endless amount of supplies, and Stampin' Up filled that bag with so many goodies. So in the coming weeks, I'll be sharing some of the things that Stampin' Up gifted us with, and then, and this is just a little tag I put on my bag so I'd be able to find it, because of course when you have so many women together and everybody has the same bag, it's a little, okay, now whose is whose bag? So this was just my little way of marking my bag. But it's so pretty, it's so trendy, and you might notice that the color is similar to a new in color coming into our product line. I think it's called Pretty Peacock, but don't hold me to that. I'm not sure. I don't have any of those things memorized yet. And as you know, I may never get them memorized. I always depend on everybody else, it seems like, to help me with remembering things. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. I just wanted to share that with you because it's so pretty. And then as long as I'm sharing onstage things, I'll share one more onstage thing with you. Hold on one second. This is our Mosaic Mood specialty paper from Stampin' Up. I had to go to the other side of the room and look up the name of this because I couldn't remember. But it's called Mosaic Mood, and Stampin' Up gave a full 12 by 12 pack of this to every single demonstrator that attended on stage. And what I'm going to attempt to do is hold this up a little closer to the camera, because every single one of the pages on this Mosaic Mood specialty 12 by 12 designer series paper, which I've cut down to 6 by 6 because I always do that for my samples, just to show people kind of what the samples look like. Every single page has a glossy finish on some of the images. So I'm going to hold it up so you can see these just gorgeous glossy images of these beautiful hummingbirds. And then the next page on the back side does not have a glossy finish, but it just has a gorgeous background that you could use with any kind of a card. Here's another one, and I'm going to kind of move it around. Hopefully you can see. Look at that. It just shines. So pretty. And then that's the back side. Here's another one. Look at that, you guys. All those little all those little shimmers and shines on this paper. Here's some hummingbirds that don't have the sparkle on, so that's kind of nice if you want to have a different look. This is probably one of my very favorite pages. I was thinking that would be a fun one to use Tropical Chic with, you know, that stamp set that we can still purchase as a bundle through May 31st, but I think that would be really pretty with some of the designs in that stamp set. And then here's one. There's a few butterflies back here, and then some gorgeous roses that are yellow on this side. And then here's the side with these beautiful roses. Again, I'm kind of moving this around so you guys can see how much it shines. And it has texture, so as I'm feeling it, I can kind of feel a raised texture, and it's just so elegant. Here's a beautiful, kind of calming, soothing So Saffron side. And then this side, well, if you've ever been in Europe and walked across the cobblestones, you know that this is kind of a throwback to that idea. And it's just beautiful. So incredibly gorgeous. And then here is the back side of this page. So that was a freebie from Stampin' Up. So I'm really happy to have that and to be able to share with you. Now let me grab my stack. Look at this big stack of fun cards that I get to share with you this morning. This is so much fun. So let's start with the first card. This is from my good Stampin' Up buddy. She actually used to come up to my Stampin' Up meetings, but then her health took a little bit of a turn and she wasn't even sure if she was going to stay in Stampin' Up. But she did stay in Stampin' Up, and we do reconnect every time we go to an event together. So that's one of the fun things about being in Stampin' Up, is you get to have so many new opportunities to make friends. And this is a card created by my dear friend Sue McNeal. And she actually brought a couple of my downline members to Stampin's event this past weekend. So she's such a sweet, sweet person. And it says, thank you so very much. And you can see that she used the Country Floral embossing folder. That's one of our 3D folders. And it's going to carry over into the new catalog. This was a celebration item, and it's going to carry over into the new catalog. And she colored it with blends. Then she added one of the Beauty Abounds butterflies. Just simply stunning. So I'm going to hold this up to the camera so you can appreciate just how, what perfection went into creating this card. Just so beautiful. So I hope you've enjoyed that. So much fun to share this card with you. So bright and springy. Perfect for a gloomy Minnesota day. Truly brightens my spirits. The next card I want to share with you is from one of my downline members. This is Mary Alice Bellis, who has the Facebook page called Marvelous Possibilities. And when she was on the Stampin' Up Facebook page and saw a card that was created for $1 Million demonstrator Jennifer Cotton that Stampin' Up had made actually special for Jennifer. Well, when Mary Alice saw this card, she said, oh boy, that's so beautiful. I have to recreate it. So I just want you guys to know what a treat you are in for to see this up close and personal. So this is created with the Share What You Love stamp set. It's got little thank yous all over in the background, and it's got the beautiful metallic petal pink ribbon up here. It's got some colored doilies. I would like you to notice that some of these flowers are hand cut and then popped up on dimensionals. There's some wood texture background paper in here. There's some torn paper from the wood texture backgrounds. It's just all so elegant and gorgeous. Now I'm going to open this up. So this is where the real treat begins, because you'll never believe this, but it's actually decorated on the top. Look at this. The entire card, I'm going to hold it kind of sideways. The entire card is sort of decorated. Look at how gorgeous that is, you guys. She used the petal pink. You can see that here. She used the Quilt Builder embossing folder, and then she used, look at that big splash. I never think to use stamps like that, but this is that big splash, this kind of watery background stamp. She said, I'm so lucky to have a friend like you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's all these little thank yous sprinkled around. I just can't even stop looking at it. It has so many details. And then when you open up this little flip open, look at this, look at this, look at all these details, you guys. You open this little tiny card up, and again, it says thank you, and she's got all these different little things stamped and more embossing. And I mean, the fun never ends with this card. And so I was just just so incredibly blessed and lucky. And then on the back side, she shares a really nice sentiment on some Post-it notes so that I can be sure to use the card myself. So just so sweet and so beautiful. So thank you again, Mary Alice. That is just the most, I think it's probably one of the top 5 most gorgeous cards I've ever received in my lifetime. So yes, even though you made it so I could give it away, I will never give this card away. It is just far too beautiful. So thank you. All right, the next card I want to share with you is from one of my adoptees in Stampin' Up. She is such a sweetheart. We've actually been hobnobbing at Stampin' Up events since probably 2010, 2011, something like that, or maybe it was like 2013, I don't know, but it's been years. Her name is Brenda Hiller. She is such a sweetheart, and she created this absolutely gorgeous card for me. It says, "Flowers bloom all for you," and then it's got a couple of flowers up here that she stamped, die cut out, and then she raised them. One of them with a little dimensional. She's got 3 little sequins down here. You guys, what a great idea. Because, you know, sometimes when we add pearls or things like that, it just adds so much bulk. And if you want to keep the bulk down, we have to remember that Stampin' Up! Has a wonderful assortment of sequins that are self-adhesive. So it's really easy to put them on your card. So I'm just going to bring this up to the camera so you can see just how adorable and cute this is. So this is just so much fun. And of course she decorates the inside and puts a special little note in there and has a sequin in there. So thank you so much, Brenda. I love it. Thank you. All right, the next card I'm going to share is also from a downline member. She found me, I don't know if it was on Facebook or YouTube, but she started purchasing from me, and before I knew it, I mean, she didn't even tell me. All of a sudden I got, "Congratulations, you have a new downline member." So she actually joined under me, and I barely knew her. So it was just so much fun, and that was probably about 5 years ago already, and she's just been such a wonderful part of our Stampin' Up! Group here locally. And so she made a beautiful teacup card. Look at how gorgeous this is. Wouldn't this make a beautiful Mother's Day card as well? And it says, "Thank you very much." And I'm going to peek in. I'm going to take her little special note out, and so then you can see how the inside is decorated. But grateful for a friend like you. And then, of course, the gingham paper that we're going to actually be using today, the 6x6 Gingham Gala paper. But I love this, and I'm so happy to see this Tea Together stamp set carrying over into the new Stampin' Up! Catalog. She's using the edgelet framelets here as kind of her table drape. And I do want you to be aware that the edgelets will be discontinued. So these will no longer be available. So if you have that on your wish list, you may want to go ahead and get those before they're gone. One thing I love about this card is that she stamped the floral images both on the teapot and on the teacup, and it just looks so nice. And then she just outlined a little bit with Stampin' Blends and then colored the flowers with Stampin' Blends. So one more time, I hope you guys don't mind this, but I really want you to see the details of this. I'm going to bring it up to the camera so you can see what a beautiful job she did coloring with our Stampin' Blends. Just one amazing, beautiful card after another that I am sharing here today. So thank you so much, Karen Mack. She has the Facebook page that I think is called, oh dear, I'm not going to be able to remember the name of it now, but it's something about scissors, running with scissors, or scissors cuts paper. I think that's what it is, scissors cuts paper. So she's just a sweetheart, and she is in my downline group, and I really love this card. All right, moving on. I did get a card, 2 cards now from customers, so I'm going to share some customer cards that I received in the mail. This little beauty, black and white with super cute little bursts of color, is from a customer that lives down in Florida for half of the year. And then the other half of the year, she lives here in Minnesota. And so I appreciate this beautiful card. I love this striking black and white with the pops of color. And I kind of really think this geometric look is super cool. She's got some of our I don't think we have them right now, but these are the little black rhinestones that we carried one fall, and they just look so sharp on here. They just, such a nice contrast. Anytime you can build contrast into your cards, you really get a very striking and gorgeous card. So thank you so much, Mary Wetterling, for this beautiful card that you sent to me. I am so blessed by you. Thank you so much. And another card that I got in the mail from a customer just yesterday was, and I'm not going to show you the inside, but I'm going to show you the outside. And I also want to show you that I knew I was getting something special in my mailbox because look, she even decorated the envelope. So cute when you see that. But here is the card. It uses the Lasting Lily stamp set, and she created a beautiful Easter card for me. So I love it. She used she used those dewdrop rhinestones that we had in our holiday catalog that are carrying over into the new annual catalog. So I'm super excited about that. So just beautiful. She's got Granny Apple Green here and the Gorgeous Grape, and what a great color combination. So thank you so very much, Elaine Wheeler, for this beautiful card that you took all the trouble to stamp and put in the mail for me. I truly appreciate it, and it will definitely have a great a spot in my display area in my studio. All right, so are you guys ready to see the cards we're making today? Let me move a few things off my desk. And I'm going to show you another swap that I created for on stage. So here it is. Look, I did the Gingham Gala Designer Series paper, and I used every single color in the pack. And so I thought they turned out so pretty. And so by commenting on this video or by sharing that you have shared it in the comments, I'll do a drawing on Monday, and you will win one of these cards, or possibly the card that I'm making today, along with a yard of the Whisper White flax ribbon, which I love, and I'm so excited to tell you it is carrying over into the new annual catalog. Another thing carrying over into the new annual catalog is the Daisy Punch, as well as the stamp set that is called the Daisy Delight. So just beautiful, beautiful cards, and everybody that got one loved it. And so I'm going to bring it up a little closer. You can see I used a lot of rhinestones to add a little bit of a sparkly effect. I used the shimmer doilies, which also are carrying over into the new catalog, so that's really fun. And then we've got a popped up center, which is just our 1/2-inch circle punch. We've got our doilies, and I want to show those to you on the angle, because if you can hand give this person, if you can hand give this card in person, it's really cool how it looks. It looks literally like a daisy with the flowers all kind of willy-nilly. You know, can you see the petals all going willy-nilly? I love that. All right, so I think what we're going to do is we're just going to make this, and can you guess the color we're going to make it in? So here we've got the Highland Heather. Here we've got the Daffodil Delight. Here we have the Lemon Lime Twist and the Balmy Blue. So what is missing from that color pack? Well, let's take a look. Here's the 6x6 Gingham Gala. Ah, here it is. This is the one. This is the color we're going to make our card in. And notice, it matches my nails. I just had my nails done, and I was looking to get them done with some kind of a coral. So that's this. They look coral when my nails are cold. As my nails start to get hot, as I start having hot flashes, I'll show you up close, it starts turning white, kind of a white pink. So it's really fun. Okay, so enough of that. Anyway, we're going to continue on. So there's the color that I'm going to use today. And then here's a couple more colors. And for these cards, I chose, because in almost all the cards that I made with our Gingham Gala Designer Series paper that's in the 6x6 format, almost always use the small check side. But for these cards, and even on the inside panel, I chose to use the larger check size. I think you know why I could. I think the reason I could is because this is a big, bold flower. So when you have a bigger, bolder image, you can feel free to use the bigger, bolder checks. So that's what I did. Here's the inside panel. So these are all thank you cards, and then I also, again, it's a big, bold image, so it works really well with those bigger, bolder checks. All right, so let's go ahead and I'll get my supplies out and we'll get going. So obviously we're going to be using these. These are our basic rhinestone jewels. And I've got everything in this little pack of paper here, so let me get that out. You guys, this card is not going to take very long. And do you know why I'm so excited this card won't take very long? Because as soon as this video is done, and I've kind of edited the post a little bit, make sure the everything looks good, as soon as it's done, my daughter and I are going to the mall. Yes, we're going to go shopping. She needs a graduation dress, and I just don't really need anything except time with my daughter. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go to the mall, we're going to go out for lunch, and I'm just excited to help her pick out a graduation dress. She's graduating from college next month. All right, so here it is. The first thing we're going to need is some thick Whisper White cardstock. Cut it at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored it at 4 1/4. And I'm just going to take my bone folder here and just give that one little bit more press so we can make sure it lies flat for us. And then we're going to set this aside because we want to build on this panel a little bit. So the panel that we're going to be building on is a 4 by 5 1/4 inch panel of the Gingham Gala 6x6 designer paper. Of course, I've cut it down. And then we are going to the first thing we're going to do is put this strip, I already pre-cut this, but just so that you know, it comes 5 yards to a roll. It's our Whisper White, and it's the flax. And what I love about this ribbon, I don't know if you guys really think about this, but this is a beautiful ribbon to use on cards because there's gaps between the threading, so the color kind of shows through. So it sort of gives it, I don't know, just a little extra special look in my opinion. All right, the next thing I'm going to use, uh-oh, I got things flying around. Sorry, all my supplies just went on the floor. Give me a second to pick them up. You think that I'd stamped on a mountain or something because everything just seems to go flying all the time. All right, so let's start by putting this ribbon on. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use my trusty snail. Snail works great for putting ribbon on. So I'm just going to put some snail on the back side of my Whisper White ribbon here. And then I'm going to set this here. Of course, I like to get it kind of lined up. And I'm going to go about 1/3 of the way down. Maybe right about here. And I don't know. Every single card that I do is probably off just a little bit. I mean, if you want to, you could probably measure it, and that would be great, but I'm just eyeballing it. All right, so here we go. We have it on. Then we're going to take, I always have 2 paper snips at my table, one with a ribbon, one without a ribbon. The one without a ribbon is for cutting paper. The one with a ribbon is for cutting ribbon. Kind of makes sense, right? But you never want to use a paper snip that's for cutting ribbon for cutting paper, because then you're just going to dull it up and it won't cut your ribbon very well. So I've had this ribbon paper snips for a couple of years and it has not gone dull at all. It's super sharp. Okay, so here we go. We've got that all prepped. Now what we can do is get our card back in the picture. And because there's no more, well, you know what? We can't. We have to do a little stamping first because I just remembered I have to trim something even here with the side. Oh, and I'm missing a punch. Hold on, I'll be right back. I just see that I'm missing a punch. Because you know, every single card that I've made lately, I have used the tailored tag punch. So why would I not use it on this card? Of course, I'm going to. So let me go ahead and show you how I'm using it. Give me a second here. So what I've got next on the docket is a 1/2 inch strip of Whisper White paper. And I don't know how long this is. Honestly, it doesn't matter. I've even got some backup 1/2-inch strips in case I screw up the stamping. So anyway, just as long as it's a 1/2 inch or so. Then we're going to take our 1/2 inch tall. It can be as long as you want it to be. That's what I was trying to say. All right, so here's our grapefruit grove because it matches our grapefruit grove. Oh, I just love my nails, you guys. Okay. And then we're going to grab our 4 stamping mat because this is a photopolymer set. I didn't even show you the stamp set, for crying out loud. Here's the stamp set called Daisy Delight. I have good news. It's carrying over into the new catalog. I have even better news. There's going to be another stamp set that's going to coordinate with it that will have a different size daisy punch. Yes, you've heard that right. We're going to have another daisy punch in this new catalog that's going to coordinate with this stamp set, but it's going to be a little smaller. So we'll be able to make large and small daisies on upcoming cards. Super excited about that. All right, so you've seen that. Let me go ahead now. I'm going to ink up the sentiment, which says, "Your thoughtfulness brightened my day." And then we're just going to look right through this here where we need to stamp it. Perfect. Love it. Now I'm going to use the tailored tag punch, and I'm going to insert the one little end and make a pennant. There we go. I have my little pennant now on the back of my little 1/2 inch strip. Now what we're going to do is we're going to figure out about where we want this to be, and we're going to put it on with dimensionals. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals here. I think I'm going to go crazy and use 3. So I want this to be quite firmly on my card. It'll be on there so firm that we'll probably take a tornado to take it off. All right, so here we go. We're just going to set this on, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch or so up from the bottom. We'll press that on, and then what you want to do is flip it over, grab the scissors without a ribbon on it, and trim that even with the edge. There we go. This is why I did not want to put all this on my panel yet, because I was kind of working with the sentiment, working with the ribbon. It's a good idea to make sure all that is flush and perfect before you actually attach it to your card. So now we're going to take some snail, or you could use glue, but I happen to have the snail so handy today. And I'm going to just set this on the card, just like this. So beautiful. Give that a press, then I'm going to flip it over, burnish it from the back, and that's not going anywhere. Now I can take a sweet little panel that's 3/4 inch by 4 inches, also of the Grapefruit Grove Gingham Gala 6x6 paper that's been cut down. And we're going to add a little snail to the back side. And we're going to set this here at the bottom. I have another little tip for you. You guys have probably heard this from me before. But do you notice how the top, I'm going to bring this up. Do you notice how we have more of an airy lightness here? We've got white, gingham, and then at the bottom we have mostly gingham. So this is actually the heavier side of this paper. So when you're putting paper down, a little tip for you is to make it kind of look right to our eyes, to the way our brain wants to process information. It's always a good idea to keep the heavier part of your paper to the bottom of the card. Just a little tip. All right, now we're going to grab our Stampin' mat. Again, we're going to put thank you on the inside here, so I'm going to ink it up with the Grapefruit Grove, this beautiful big old thank you. And that's just going to go right here, about 1/3 of the way down, and it's perfect. So now we're going to go ahead and finish this card up. So we have to do a little daisy punching. So I've got my daisy punch here, and we are going to need a bone folder. So I've got that. we need a scrap of Whisper White paper. And what you're going to do, open up your daisy punch, and you're going to punch 2 daisies. So there's one. Let me get this in here, and we're going to punch the second one. There we go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our bone folder, and we're just going to gently curl all the leaves on both of these daisy punch outs. All right, so there we go. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Thank you. Oh yes, you know, if you love the gingham paper, it's not carrying over into the new catalog. So if you love it, you may want to get that before it's gone. And it's been on back order so many different times, it's kind of exhausting to figure out if it's in stock or not in stock. I kind of thought it was going to carry over because they were ordering like 23,000 packs, and I thought, oh my gosh, they can never get through 23,000 packs, can they? But they did, and they keep running out, so that's how popular it's been. So what have I just done? I talked and didn't tell you what I was doing. So I've got my little cute daisies, and now what I'm going to do is I put glue on one of them, and then I'm going to take this little cupped up one, and I'm going to flip it over, and then I'll put it right over the top. So see, it sort of looks like a little spider kind of right over the top of that other daisy. And then I'm going to press it down. But this is how you get that most exquisite, looks like a real daisy kind of look. So let me hold it up to the camera again so you can see just how beautiful this turns out. So this is a really fun card to give to someone in person. All right, then what we need to do is we need to grab a 1/2 inch circle punch, and then we need a little scrap of our Grapefruit Grove paper. I'm just going to punch this out, and then we're going to take a dimensional, and we'll just put a dimensional right here in the center of our daisy. Take off the peeling, and then we can just pop this little 1/2 inch punch out right over the top, like that. So we have our daisy ready to go onto our card. Now we are going to put a dimensional on the back. So there it is. And then what we need to do is grab that shimmery white doily. That's just beautiful. And we're going to put a couple of glue dots on there. So let me grab my glue dots here. So I've got a paper piercing tool here, and we're just going to set, I like to do about 2 glue dots. And I'm just putting them across from each other. And then what I'm going to do is just set this onto the card. And it's going to grab onto that ribbon, and it's going to hold really well. So the glue dots are here and here, so it's grabbing onto the ribbon. And then press that down really hard, and then that's not going anywhere. You don't have to worry about that. Then you're going to take the little flower, and you're going to take off the adhesive here for the daisy. And you're just going to set that right in the center of your, what is it called? The shimmery doily. And then give that a press, and it's almost done. I almost said it's done, but it's not quite done. So then you're going to take your basic pearls, grab one of the bigger ones, and set that right here. And then the eye likes to see odd numbers for some reason. So we're going to be putting, we should be putting about 5 pearls on here. So let me see where these all go. So then I'm going to take another one, and you can do whatever size you want. I've got a large one on, and then I think I'll just do little ones here. So then another little one right here, and another little one. Do you guys know how I find out where the best place to put rhinestones is? I half close my eyes and squint at my card. Then I take a little rhinestone and I just kind of like put it all over to see where it looks good. It's weird, but like when you do the squinty things with your eyes, it's sort of like it helps you see better. I don't know why that is. Well, maybe it's just a weird thing with me. All right, so we have our card complete. Thank you everyone for all of your kind comments, for really encouraging me to continue sharing the cards that I get in the mail or get delivered to me. It's so much fun to do. So I'm just gonna share all of these here with you. And I'm kind of getting them all lined up so we can see just how pretty they are, all in a row. And then I will do the giveaway on Monday. So happy Easter, everyone. I hope you have a great weekend. As I said, the giveaway will be on Monday, and I'll give away 2 of these cards, and then I will give away 1 yard of our Whisper White flax. And I truly appreciate you guys. I truly, truly do. And I wish you a wonderful and blessed Easter. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.